What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here. We are live. We're doing our Monday live stream. I hope to cover some great assets today. We're getting a little bit of a sale, another sale, more of a dip to end January pretty bearishly, right? Started off pretty good, ended bearishly, but now we're focused on February. We got what we wanted. We got what we needed. We got that bearish start to the month. That's what we need to build some of these bullish candles. And so we're going to go through the full live list. If you're interested in an asset that's not on here, drop the ticker. I'll get to it as soon as possible. I'm going to be going live every Monday now. So, and we're going to be looking at different types of assets. Doesn't have to be crypto. It could be traditional stocks. I'm going to take a quick look at silver and gold, some other comparative charts, just a nice little brief entry. If you guys are, if you've mentioned something, I like it, it stands out. It's going to be included on Wednesday's coverage. All the announcements will be through Discord. So if you're interested in the Discord, it'll be linked in the description. It's free. I also offer a paid Patreon membership with all the details there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the assets. Okay. So first things first, I did want to check out on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's the big mama jamma. So we're going to get into Bitcoin. We've had this bars pattern for a while, right? This bars pattern, we can kind of take it out of the field of view for a minute. This is just the correction down through here in April. So that's what we got going on. Yes, markets have sold off. They have, it's been frustrating, right? It's been frustrating. We had the scenario of the fifth wave to the downside, which has hit one of our targets. Got pretty close to the 71,000, where we thought you could possibly, Bitcoin could possibly retrace to that 71,000, just to take out this low, through here, right? Take out that low, come down through here, have an extended C wave, just because we had this overextended B wave, right? It's just being very difficult right now. But overall, nothing is broken. Nothing is. I know you're down below your EMAs. I know you're down below areas of interest. But here's the deal. So even if we start a bear market, even if we're going into a bear market, and we're gonna go, people think we're going down to 30,000. I just want to show you guys something. Okay, so if this is the start of a bear market, okay, I'm just gonna inverse this chart real quick. I'll leave this through here. I'm going to inverse this chart because everything, you still need a 1-2 setup, right? You still need a 1-2 setup. So let's say this is a bear market. We're going into a bear market, right? You have this 1-2, you have this 3, you have this 4, and you're coming up for a fifth, okay? After that, you're going to need a retracement of your 1-2. So you're going to need a 1-2 or even a 1-2. You can come down and double bottom. Especially if you have 5 waves up, you can come all the way down. So you can possibly come all the way down, to invalidate the 1-2 setup, to invalidate what's going on. You're really going to have to come down through right here. What, 123,000? You could, right? You could, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could come all the way down, invalidate this. But more than likely, if this is a bear market, you come down through here, 107. That's that big target. Okay, you come down to 107 and you reject, then yeah, you're setting up a big 1-2. Okay, and then you can come back down for your last leg. Come down to that 50, 60,000 area. So either way, in my opinion, crypto is still going to go up. I know it's crazy to say. I know it's a patience game at this point, but you still have 3 waves to the upside. Okay, 3 waves to the upside. We have an overextended B wave. I do believe that's just an overextended B wave, just based on what has been going on with the correction length, right? What's been going on with the correction length, and so what we got here is a extended fifth wave, what we're looking for, and this correction, honestly, it's very similar to April, a little bit longer, a little bit prolonged, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing out of the norm. You got 5 clean waves down, right? So on the third wave, on the C wave, so you have you kind of have your 3 wave move up, okay? 3 wave move down kind of situation, and then you kind of got this little blip up through here, and then you're collapsing down through there. But overall, that's what Bitcoin is at. We're going to go through, we're going to check out some other assets. If you're interested, drop your ticker. We're going to start from ALCX. You know, a lot of these are right along the right along interest areas. So the way the channel works, the way the channel operates is, right, we have areas of interest, right? So these areas up through here are nice key resistance areas. Now they're more so, now they're target key areas where you could take profits, where I take profits, right? I run a profit lab where, you know, you have take profit levels, stop loss levels, things of that nature. But right now we're getting a sell off. We've been getting a sell off. We're deep down here in the oversold area. We're looking for a green dot on the Fu Manchu. Looking for a green dot on the Fu Manchu. Pretty red, pretty bearishly postured right now. Pretty bearishly postured, but MACD is always delayed. The MACD is always delayed. The RSI, do we have? Nope, there's no bullish divergence. No. But I mean, technically from here, if we want to go technical, from here we have bullish divergence. Weekly hidden bullish divergence. You'd have to get out and close above here to actually enact it. So close above $8 and what, 31 cents, something like that. So bouncing right off this key area, we put these on, I don't know, last week, this 578 level. Looking at 578. It's got a clean 3-way or 5-wave move to the downside. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-wave move to the downside. Even if you get a B-wave retracement, come up through here and reject, that is, you know, it's a 100% move. 100% move down from here to here. 97% move. So still quality moves even in retracements. That's what I'm talking about. Even if we have retracements, if, you know, your plan has been to, you know, manage your risk, you know, DCA in, right? DCA in, DCA out. You know, if you hit a key area of resistance and you don't break through and you reject, maybe you take some off the table. That's what I've been doing with my XLM. We're going to be going over my DJT, my ASST. ASST, pardon me, has been part of the Profit Lab series. Let's get into it. ASST right through here. We had some high targets. It was forming a nice little 1-2, especially like on the daily. If we're going to the daily real quick, the daily was forming a 1-2. Okay, so we have these falling wedge patterns. We did take profits in the Profit Lab series up through here. Okay, we had our stop loss at 84 cents, right? Or actually, it was 85 cents. So right through here, and I just re-entered it. I'm gonna add it to the Profit Lab series. Just re-entered it. We had this level. We marked it off at 72 cents. So this will be, so just for example, so I'm going to front run the green dot on the daily just because it's so oversold. Okay, even if you get a B-wave retracement, and come down through here, that's still, I think, a profitable trade. And so, you know, the 72 area we entered at, we have a stop loss down through, we're going to have a stop loss down through that 68 cent mark. And then our take profit level is going to also be again at $1. So a 40% move. With potentials, right? With potentials, if this 1-2 can hold up, right? It hasn't closed down yet. This 1-2 with potential of it actually running up. So I never just take 100% profits at a level, right? I never just take 100% profits at a level. I depending on the asset, depending on how much I'm exposed, will layer. You know, 20%, 30%, something like that. Maybe another 20%. Maybe another 20%, and then maybe like 100% rest of it. Something like that, I'll layer it. But that's all done through the Profit Lab series. So ASST, it's a crypto-affiliated stock. We got a red dot on the weekly chart. Red dot on the weekly chart, rejecting the moving average. It, you know, on the MACD, like I said, it's a little bit delayed, so it's not showing what's going on right now. There is a risk to this coming all the way back down to this 45 cent area. That's why I use stop losses, just manage risk, things of that nature. But it's sitting right on an area that we identified to be a key level, so we're going to go ahead and enter that around that 72, 73 cent mark. With potential targets, I mean, this thing, the last time this thing went all the way. It acted pretty much essentially like a crypto stock, same levels, and it went all the way up to $13. But just the setup, right? You still need like this. You know, 1-2. You still need like a big setup, like a big 1-2, and then you can go. The setup over here was something like this, right? Boom, boom, boom. You see that? Same concept, right? Didn't take out the low. Same concept from a low to a high. Ran up 400%. Right? For me, I like to take profits when you saw me, I'm taking profits at 20, 30% up, 40% up. The average, you go to Wall Street, you go put your assets in some kind of diversified account, whatever it may be. Return on investment, 10 to 15% a year is exceptionally well. So if I'm aiming for anything, from 10 to 15% and more, 10% the minimum. But still, being profitable, that's what it takes. You can't hit home runs every trade. Singles, doubles, sometimes a triple, sometimes a home run, but singles and doubles will keep you alive in the game. We talked about Bitcoin coming down. I do have 71,000, so if we do come down a little bit more, it wouldn't surprise me at all. That is, you'd back test this last area. You'd back test, right? You'd back test right through here. Back test this. This is already taken, so there's no reason to it's already taken, so there's no reason that we can't just go right now. But until the government reopens, until we get some kind of certainty in the markets, right now, the new Fed chair got supposedly elected from the administration. He's kind of hawkish in terms of the Fed overall with their mismanagement of funds and what have you. But with him agreeing with interest rates that need to be cut, we'll see how that plays out. There's projected interest rate cuts this year, but overall it's not even about interest rate cuts. I mean, it is, but at the same time, it's more so just allowing the markets to breathe after you have some kind of plan, right? Because there's just, tariffs are getting canceled, tariffs are not getting canceled, interest rates, getting cut, not getting cut. Now are we going to get all the data from January because of the government shutdown? Just a lot of turmoil and uncertainty. Markets don't like that at all. So we are looking for, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for some sustainability. In terms of Buttcoin, this is a Discord member requested this. Yeah, this thing has gone absolutely wild. So I actually haven't even looked at Butthole Coin yet. Buttcoin, not Butthole Coin, Buttcoin. There isn't much to go off of for at least weekly statistics, weekly ideas. It is I don't even have the market cap. I don't know the market cap. It's probably a pretty small market cap. In terms of, the structure on the weekly, you kind of got this, cup. Maybe you come down, handle. Maybe you come down through here. We're gonna put some levels onto this. There's a large gap down through here. You got your 20 EMA down at, way further down. There isn't much to go off of. Like I said, the 10-day, nope. Daily, 4-day, you're getting no bearish divergence on the 4-day. We'll come down to the daily. Bearish divergence on this for sure. Bearish divergence. So we're getting, down through here. I guess it's not. Yeah, because you reestablished a low down through here. So, in order for, Buttcoin to see some higher movements, it's going to have to get back above this, at least on the RSI level. Fu Manchu, you do have momentum. No red dot quite yet. If you do have some type of, 1, 2. Yeah, the daily, this thing just started to go crazy. This thing did go crazy. Some type of 1, 2. Boom, look at that, 3414. I'm assuming this is a small market cap asset just because 3414 4272. That's what I've used for my assets, such as we'll get to a DGen. Jasmine's not tiny, but it can move pretty quick. Or AI, pretty tiny. PNG, you're looking for that 3414 4272. So you did hit that. So if I'm being honest with this being hit, you have this 1-2 setup. You have a 3. I wouldn't be surprised if a fourth wave move isn't inbound for Buttcoin. It's not just going to be straight up. It's not going to be straight up. You're going to get some oscillations down if it is a tiny market cap. If you're in the chat and you have Buttcoin, drop the market cap for me. That would be great. you are way above your moving averages, which is great. So let's see some possible levels, just something quick that we can get to. Something like this, 382, looking for something like that. Deep dives are going to be on Wednesday for assets. I'm just taking, just a brief overview of things that we could see come down through here. Worst case scenario, you can come all the way back down to the wave 1 termination point, something like that. Okay. Areas like that. Something like that. Okay. And until we get a 4th wave move to the downside, I can't get a 5th wave move up. So until we get that, can't get a 5th wave move up. In terms of probabilities of how high this thing goes, this thing can obviously go pretty high. If this is the 3rd wave, you're looking for an extension all the way up, and we can have fun real quick. We can have fun. It's always good to have fun, especially when markets are kind of iffy. So we're not going to use this. Let's use something like, let's be conservative. Right, let's just be conservative. Let's say we come all the way back down, drop another, I don't know, what is that, 30%? 30%. Drop another 30%. You're looking for that 1 extension. It is a small market cap. So this is like very conservative. That's the very conservative all the way up to that 2618. So in between there, you can drop the 1618 in there as well. So some levels through there for Bitcoin on that 5th wave to the upside. Right, you come down through here, maybe 3 wave move down. You got to move down. Then you can come up 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So that's Bitcoin. Not a lot of statistics on it, but yeah, all the way up to possibly, what is that, 0.07, like 8 cents, almost 8 cents. What is it out? 2 cents. It was all the way down at 0.006. So, pretty solid. It is, rejecting off this 80. So this next move, you do need this RSI to get up higher with higher prices. If you come back up here and reject with higher prices, that's not a good look at all. Not a good look at all. So risk management, those are some areas that I'd be watching. In terms of DGen, my DGens, hit that like button, subscribe for more. We got DGen in the house. This thing has been a little bit different compared to, we're going to look at a bunch of assets today. These setups like Bitcoin, has been I think Bitcoin has been in a bull market. Pretty safe to say, right? But DGen's been in a bear market since November 2024. DGen's been in a bear market. It's an ABC correction, and so at this point for DGen, are we looking for 5 waves up? Not always in something like this. DGen, we're looking for either a B wave retracement, so you're coming up here in 3, like A, B, C, 3, third wave move, come up through there, then come down in a C wave and reject, or you can break out. See, down through here, what I'm trying to tell people is, right, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But down through here, I'm not so nervous. I'm not so worried. It's been sold off into oblivion. I've been managing the risk, managing the trades. Entry level is down through here now. Down through here. I do need to open up. I do need to change out the January open. Let me do that real quick. It's been a grind to manage DGen, but still, still being slightly down on an asset that's 97% down is all right, in my opinion. Is all right, especially when you got something that's, a $17 million asset, been going down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row. You're looking for a bounce. You're looking for at least a retracement. In terms of where we're at right now, you do have a red dot on the Fu Manchu. There isn't a lot of statistics, just like Bitcoin. So we go to the 10-day. Check out the 10-day. We do have a red dot on the 10-day. 7 days remaining. I do have, a decision point coming up by, middle of February. So I think once this, nothing's really going to happen until the stupid government shutdown is figured out. Got to figure that out. Got to figure out whether or not gold and silver, I can kind of end on that. Gold and silver are going to retrace. I think they're entering a 4th wave. So it's going to be a little bit of correction, maybe a 2-month, 3-month correction. If it's crypto, it's going to be a year-long correction. But yeah, DGen, I'm looking for DGen at least like minimum up to this 3.7 area. That's what I'm thinking. Right? That's what I'm thinking. At least for a retracement, at least for your A, come down for, your correction, your B, come up for a C. 3-wave move, come down, reject. That would be worst case scenario. That'd be worst case scenario, but you're still, you're still up, a 10x. So it's hard. Yes, if you bought the tops, yes, that's brutal. That's been bad. But if you've been DCAing in, sticking to risk management, taking some profits, even, don't sell on dumps. That's my philosophy. Sell on pumps. That's kind of how you stay in the game. DJT, been tracking DJT, been entering DJT since down through here, this $13 level. Sold off a good amount of it. We're gonna go to we can stay here. It's fine. Sold off. We had our stop loss, so we sold off up through here. No, I didn't time the top. I'm not that good, I guess. Didn't time the top, but profits never hurt the pockets. We do have a level of 1178. My stop loss for the rest of mine hit at 13. Hit right here at 13. So yes, I'm out of DJT, but I'm gonna get right back in. I'm not gonna stay out. So I'm going to get right back in it, and then I'm expecting prices up from, this 1618.22 all the way up to 29 for this next move, even bigger, especially if this is the third wave. We're looking for a very sizable move up to that 41 possibly. They're invested in crypto. It is a larger asset. It's 3.5 billion. So, are we going to get an immediate move? Maybe not like crypto, but it does move very quickly. In terms of where we're at, still good on the 10-day. RSI, pretty sad. Back down below. MACD, kind of sad. You've had an opportunity to do something with it. Not really doing much with it. You got a red dot on the weekly, so possibly coming down to that 1178. Just being boring. Got a clean 3-wave move. Come down. Bounce. Go. Keep this 1, 2, 3 intact. And in essence, this could even be on the weekly. You could have a 1, 2. You could have an A, B, C for your third, and then you come down for a larger fourth, right? And that sets up for an even bigger move, right? And this is not to scale. This is not to scale, not at all. But you got EMAs all the way back up to 28. Really breaking above this 1437. That's what I'm looking for. In terms of Dogecoin, Doge, just like so, I showed DGen and how, it's been in a 3-wave move down. Doge and many assets have been in a 3-wave move up. Right? You've been in a bear market since December 2024. You have a 3-wave move, coming down, looking to finish up your fifth. It's that simple. That's what I'm expecting. I got prices all the way from 46 all the way up to $1.24. I know that's crazy to say. $1.24. That's what I think Doge can actually. That's like the max I really do think Doge can get to. So some people got like $3, $4, $5. So I think $1.24. It is the extension, the 2618 extension. But it's regardless up. We're looking for up. The purple that I use is that 786. Level. You'll probably see on like DGen the assets that are looking for just retracement. It's not going to have a 786 level. That's going to be that 382 level. But overall, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to really get above the 176 level. That's what you really need to get above. Really need to get above this again and start moving and grooving. Okay, so that's a big level. That's 17.6. We're still waiting on a green dot. Discord Patreon members, they all have alerts, right? They all got these alerts for Patreon members. Where's Doge at? Doge should be on here somewhere. If not, we'll add it right here. So once this green dot drops, right, Doge will print a green dot. Patreon members will get that at the exact price that it has too. So you'll have an idea of where it's at. In terms of the structure, you're looking at, your 1, 2. Even looking at A, B, C for your third, your fourth, and your fifth. It's complete. You got completed 5 waves down. If you're shorting right here, God bless you. You're crazy. I love it. I love it. I love people that are just willing to short the lows, long the highs. It's crazy to me. But I don't use leverage, so it's a different ball game for me. I don't use leverage at all. I'll never advocate for it. I'll never get you guys on leverage. just because I think, yes, you can make tons of money on leverage. Yes, you can, but you can lose everything on leverage, right? So I'm more of an investor, more of a swing trader. I'll take 20, 30% profits. I'll take those gains and just keep building. It's not a big deal to me. It's a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle. It's not a get rich quick scheme. At least that's not this channel. Ethereum, same thing. We're looking at a 5-wave move. Ethereum, we got that green dot. Do we have an alert? I just got to double check because a couple of these have expired. I hope you all are doing well. If you have any questions, concerns, drop it in the comments. Boom, bada bing. We got that 1 week run. Okay, good. Ethereum hit perfectly. We have 2179. We've had this for a while. It came down to, 2156. Sue me. All right, if I had to grade myself, that's a passing grade. C's get degrees, right? We were tracking this 4th wave move just like Bitcoin. There was a possibility that a 1-2 was valid, but it was just ugly. It was ugly. So we got 3 waves to the upside. We have this 4th wave move down. Ethereum, we're looking for this 5th wave move up. We have 57 all the way up to 7,900 for Ethereum. That's, to me, that's solid. That's a nice move. You're catching a nice move. I know it's not the altcoin types, but it's safe. It's a safe haven. Can't get as burned, I guess. So maybe a 1st degree burn, not a 3rd degree burn. But overall, that's what we got here. We do have that red dot. We are oversold. Are we more oversold? Not yet. We almost have bullish divergence. Do we have? Not yet. We're coming back down to this level once again. Got that deep red. Nice sell-off. I do like the monthlies. I'm liking the monthlies. I like where the monthlies are at right now. I like that we already have that big wick to the downside. I like that. It would be terrible if we were sitting on a green candle with a big wick to the upside. That's how we started January. It's how we started January, and then we ended January, and it was terrible. You got to build these monthly candles. That's what I'm saying. It's been going down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row. Has Ethereum ever gone down for 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has, and it reversed. 1, 2, reverse. 1, 2, 3, reverse. Nope. Right here. This is the only one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row, and then it reversed. 7 months in a row, but it reversed, but it didn't take anything out. You still held this 1, 2. So you still held the 1, 2, so the structure was still intact. Right? Structure is still intact. In terms of where we're at now, yeah, this thing cannot close. It can't. It has to get moving and grooving. Ethereum has to get moving and grooving for February. You saw that. And so what we're looking at is the idea that, altcoins can run, Ethereum can run. That's the idea. That's the idea. Moving and grooving. So we're on Jasmy now. Same thing for Jasmy. Jasmy, we've been in a very long, very, very, very long 5-wave move. Even if this is, you can say, even if this is the alternate count 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, 5. Right? Even if this is technically a bear market that we've been in, right? You're gonna have this A wave, so you're gonna have like your A, B, C, and then you got to come up A, B, C, right? C, whatever it is, A, B, C, A, B, C. Maybe not that high, but maybe like an A, B, C, something like that. Then you enter and you stay for a long time. So you still need that retracement. In my opinion, Jasmy, we're coming down to the wire once again. We got some levels all the way up to this, 9 cent mark. 9 cent mark. I'm, like I said, down in low, way low. Looking for a breakout. Really can't hold this 8 cent mark or this 0.008 cent mark. Really can't hold this level. Once we get above this level, then we're in business and we can start moving and grooving. This 1.6 level is going to be pretty big, but 2 cents. I mean, you really got to hold 2 cents. Really got to get above and hold 2 cents. I think on the 1.2, I think the 1.2 needs to come up and hold 2 cents. Maybe come down to this 1.6, then go. then go. If we're in a 5-wave move to the upside, if it's a 3-wave move, you come up, you hold this 2 cent, 1, 2, and then so you have this A, B, C, you come up, and then you reject. So I'm in Jasmy. I've been in Jasmy for a while. I've just been managing risk. It's been a constant grind. Jasmy is probably one of the most difficult assets to track, but as you can see, the RSI, we're looking to get above this sell side wall once again. We've kind of disrespected it. We've been pretty disrespectful. All right, got out once, came up, got rejected, came up, broke above it. So being disrespectful, waiting on that green dot. Jasmy, like I said again, all these assets, they'll have, once the green dot hits and drops, boom, straight to Discord for the Patreon members. And you'll be updated with the exact price. So that's what I'm looking for Jasmy. It does look, I mean, the monthly, I'm guessing the monthly looks nice. Look at that monthly looks nice to me. It's a nice monthly. You got that wick to the downside forming. And so what we're doing is we've already defeated the February open, close a week above right here. Close this weekly. Somewhat neutral, right? Don't have to go crazy and have a huge wick, but start grooving. I mean, look at this. This thing is just absolutely horrendous. We don't want to see any more of these. Or AI, it was part of the Profit Lab series where we could have potentially entered. Pretty small asset, pretty tiny asset. It's sitting right on a key level. We had 35 cents marked out on the Profit Lab. It's sitting right on this. So I was thinking about actually taking a trade on Or AI. Thinking about taking a trade on Or AI just because, break above this 82 cent and you're going straight to 340. That's how fast this thing is gonna go. It is trickly. It's kind of just, you got this M, you broke down through this neckline right through there, and now you're just kind of trickling down, looking for a reversal. All right, you buy when there's blood on the streets, even if the blood is your own. Look at that green dot. Ooh, I might not have. Let me see. I gotta update this. Right, gotta update this. I think Or AI is the move. It's got a green dot on the weekly chart. We're going to update this for the Patreon members. There's a couple of, I think it was Taco. He was really interested in it. So shout out to Taco. Possibly, and it's sitting right on an entry level that we have. So, possibly a great entry area. You're kind of just looking to go sideways. Maybe a little bit. Ramp up, have a small 1, 2, and then start going. All right, we have levels all the way up to $8 and possibly $13 if this isn't just a B wave retracement. All right, because you got your A, B, C. If you come up in a 1, 2, 3, reject that same area, that's still $13. It's at 35 cents. That 35 cents. That's the thing that people, right? Even retracement levels are up tons of percentages. So we got to get out of our mind that we need new all-time highs. We don't even need new all-time highs. Crypto is down from November highs. I mean, this thing is down 98% down. So, plenty of opportunity. It's got a green dot. Did it fire? Yes. Let me see. Trading view. Maybe it didn't. Let me see. I got to double check. Discount double check. Green dot, weekly, boom, boom. Cool. Sweet. We're going to enter that in the didn't manually have it, but we're on it. No worries. There we go. Good. Win-win. Okay, here we go. So we're off to the next one, right? Off to the next one. If you're liking the stream, let me know. Leave a comment. Leave a like. What am I doing worse? What am I doing good? Don't matter to me. It's all good. January open. PNG. I've got a couple requests on PNG. So if you've been waiting on PNG, I put down this. We're bouncing right off of support, right off this area of interest that not thinking, hey, we might get down there, but I don't think so. And I put it down there, and we got down here. So PNG has been absolutely obliterated. I took a small entry on it. I got stopped out immediately. So I haven't even thought about entering it again, just because the potential for it to come all the way down here was there. And high risk, high reward. I'm already in degen, so I already have my small play. I already have my small cap play. Overall, I mean, we're starting a bear market. I guess we're starting a bear market, ladies and gentlemen, because this isn't a bear market. This isn't a bear market, right? That's not a bear market. I guess we're about to start a bear market. Sorry for my sarcasm, but as of now, we have the ability to just retrace. That's it. We're looking for a retracement. Right, we're looking for, you have your ABC down. Right, simple. Right, and now you're just looking for a three-wave move up. Something like this. I mean, even down through here. Something like that. It doesn't have to be the exact levels. What I can do is I can just do this right here for you. Just throw this on here. I think it's on my weekly charts. Yeah, we can just throw this on the monthly. We can just throw this on the weekly. Yeah, we'll just analyze the weekly. No need the monthly. But I mean, even levels up to, right, if we have a three-wave move, okay, we have this three-wave move. Three-wave move down, so you have your A. Okay, you're going to need a three-wave move up. Three-wave move up. Something like this. Coming back up to 42 cents. I know it's not, people, if you've entered up high and you're up through here at this 84-cent mark and you get the retracement to 42 cents, it's not what people want to hear. It's not what people want to see, but that's kind of what we're in right now. The possibility is an ABC down. It's taken everything out. So the possibility is you have a three-wave move down. You're going to need a three-wave move up, and then you can come back down to a three-wave move. Or if you really want to break out, you really want to break above it, you really need to close above 42 cents. Really need to close above 42 cents, and then you can go. But still high potential, high possibilities. You're hitting right this area. We had 2.5. What do we have? 2.561. And what was the low? 2.501. 2.501. Current price is 2.618. Pretty close, reasonable. Ideas for moving forward is through here you got to conquer these levels right through here. And that's still almost 100% up, more than 100% up. So yeah, looking to conquer those levels, looking to get out of here, waiting on that green dot. And PNG, like I said, has a green dot. RSI is oversold, so just oversold. TARS AI, we've been tracking this. We tracked the little breakout. It did get invalidated, right? It did get invalidated on the weekly. We've came back down, taken out the lows. Like I said, we have a trading view indicator for Discord waiting on this green dot. We did have bullish divergence. Okay, we had bullish divergence. We still have bullish divergence. And looking to bounce. TARS AI is actually I like TARS AI. It's a small market cap. It has a potential to reach, it's at 0.016. It has a potential to reach up to even 15 cents. Even 15 cents is a crazy entry. Even 15 cents for, even if we get some kind of, 1, 2, 3 wave move up. That's, to me, that's where we're at right now. We're at the lows. We're waiting for a green dot. We're just accumulating. I think we get either a retracement or we get a breakout. One or the other. It's been down only, like I said, since December of 2024. So, you do that with what you will. Looking for a green dot. XCN, we're looking for, this 1-2 setup is still intact. XCN's 1-2 setup and Jasmy's 1-2 setup. All right, Jasmy Did we? No, Jasmine invalidated the 1-2 setup. Pardon me. But XCN's 1-2 setup is still valid. You know, once we close above 962, that was the zone 962. You need to close above 962. It's right next to that 50 EMA. And then on the daily chart, we got even more on the daily chart when we go into deep dives. So, you know, tune in for Wednesday. We're going to be doing deep dives on Wednesday. But XCN looks really good. XCN looks good. We've had these areas of retracement possibilities, and we have this last area of retracement possibility coming up through here. So you don't really want to see XCN drop below 466. That's kind of the bad news bears area. So January, where is right there? February open, and you're above the open, which is very nice. Very, very, very nice. February open. Okay, good. XLM. So like I said, the weekly, we're waiting on that green dot. We have an alert for that. Where's XCN on here? I know it's on here. I saw it. XCN, bingo. So when that drops, the Discord will get a green ping. We'll go ahead and see some reversals going on. So all these are for Discord, or for the Patreon members on Discord. We're going to XLM, my big holding that I've been monitoring and managing. Right, XLM here, we're in a very large fourth wave move to the downside, where I still expect targets to be all the way up to, you know, over $1. Still expect it. I know it's crazy to say. I know it's crazy to talk about. We've come down and completed 5 waves moves to the downside. We've come down and touched right down through here. Okay, right through there. So everything is still intact. Everything still looks good. People are worn out. People are tired. Waiting on that green dot. Bouncing. We're bouncing up through, you know, the same area where we bounced on this to start off this third wave. Slowing, it's crazy to say, but you're slowing bearish momentum as you sell off. You haven't been this oversold on XLM since this second wave. This is the second wave, and then you got all these, you know, firings, right? Red dot, green dot, you know, just tons of it. Accumulation, right? Accumulation. That's what I think we're in right now. We're just in accumulation, just accumulating down through here. Okay, so we need that 1-2 setup. We need a 1-2 setup to play out for XLM. You know, I got this on the monthly. So I got this on the monthly. For those who are interested, still in this falling wedge. It's just building up. You're right at the February open. You have a nice candle, right? Nice candle, nice wick to the downside. You're building something where you can actually send, okay? Not no bearish candle. You're building a bullish candle. And pardon me, looking for that 5th wave move to the upside. We have key levels. I got rid of the 786 because of the 1-2 was invalidated, so the 786 is no longer here. We really need to get above 285. 285 is a big level, but 30 cents is like the main level. But right through here, right through there, maybe you get like a 1-2, and then you go. Something like that. Something like that for XLM. Some big targets. 22.5. We had it marked out for a while. Now it's it could be offered as an area of resistance. Really want to close the weekly above the February open, then we can start taking out some levels to the upside. So we got some key levels through here that we need to get through. On the daily, right, fell through. We were tracking this, fell through. ORAI dropped, so now it posted. Stony. So we broke down through. Right, we had multiple areas to the upside. Just crypto, right? Crypto, it's easy to sell off. It's for some reason it sells off on bad news, sells off on good news, sells off on everything. But we're still out here. We're still sticking to it. Overall, that's what that 25 cent is down through this sell side wall as well. Okay, so we got some levels that we need to defeat. We're not just thinking 36 cents. We're not just thinking 30 cents. Right now, we're thinking February open, close above this on the weekly, right, and then start attacking these levels down through here. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking for XLM. Like I said, Wednesday will be deep dive videos, kind of go into everything. Got oversold, looking to for a green dot, and then XRP. Looking at XRP on the weekly chart. I need to adjust XRP. Let me come to the monthly actually, down through here. that. Bingo. There we go. Okay, February open. I like that candle. I like that type of candle. We got to get a candle where we're just selling off, sell off to begin with. The XRP chart, we're looking. We had 152 for a really long time. Go back and check out the videos. 152 for a while. Once we rejected this 216, couldn't stay above these levels, right? The next targets was 177, rejected 177, 152. That's the low that I got. I think the low is in, right? I do think the low is in 152. You know, you have clean 5 waves down. You have clean 5 waves down. So, you know, if you're looking for something, you know, you got this 1, 2, you got kind of like this A, B, C, you got this 4th, you're coming back down for a 5th, closing out, been selling off since, I mean, this whole correction. This is kind of what Bitcoin looks like, right? Where you got this A. Let me get rid of the chicken scratch. You got this A, you got this B, and then you're coming down for like just a brutal C wave, and then you can go. Okay, then you can go. Still, key levels on there. It's 216, 257, and 306. Got targets coming up all the way to 954. So big targets for XRP. I think XRP is going to do well. I think it'll do just fine. No hate here. I know I own XLM, but no hate here. Nothing like that. No bullish divergence. Nothing like that either. You know, been sold off. We were seeing some slowing of bearish momentum as you sold off pretty hard. So I think sellers are getting exhausted. I think it is getting exhausted. We're going to check out gold and silver right here real quick. But overall, that's what I got for XRP. You know, 152 there was a lot of liquidity down at 152. Right below it, you know, got down to 149, something like that. Low is 150. Maybe other charts went down to 149, 148. So, you know, for us to really think bullish, really got to close back above this 257. Really close back above this 257. So that's kind of where it, not rejected, but couldn't really hold it. So once you fell down through there, it was kind of over, right? A little bit, fell down over. So that's what we got in terms of the chart requests. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Do you have anything you want me to cover before I go into gold and silver? We're going to check those out real quick. You know, Bitcoin trying to do its thing, but gold and silver, I had gold hit the 2618 of the retracement. It's on the daily. Yeah. So I was you know, throughout my videos, if you're new to the channel, been into silver for a while. I didn't get to sell the top. I didn't sell the top. DCA'd out just like I DCA in, but you know, either way, pretty happy. You know, I still have some silver, very small percentage, but sold out of silver. We have hit the 2618. This thing, I mean, this is a pretty clear A wave, right? You do need a B wave. You need some kind of retracement, maybe coming up through here. But I do think the 4th wave, I think this is going to be a prolonged correction, right? I think it's going to come back up, come down. You know, you're going to need a complex correction. Then you can come back up for a B. Then you come down, finish your C, and then go. I do think it's still going to hit some higher prices, right? I do think silver will hit some higher prices. It'll be hard to determine what, you know, without knowing the low, without knowing the exact low. But we do have an indication that, you know, the 4th wave, you know, unless you come all the way down and close below 54, which I don't think it will. Right? That's kind of the line in the sand. Don't want to close down below that. Then you're looking at some actual really low prices. So 54 is that lowest price I could see it going to during this correction. It is silver, it is gold, so they're going to hold on for a while, I do believe. You know, in terms of where this can actually go. Right, that is at that 886 right there. So, you know, you're already, you know, if you want to see continuation for silver, right, you're closing back above 92. So, close above 92, then you're seeing continuation for silver. Stay below it. We're going to see some more downside to that. In terms of what we can see for silver, if, having some fun, gotta have some fun, right? Gotta have some fun. Let's be the most conservative. Let's just be the most conservative. All the way up to this, 1618 silver. It is the fifth wave, so it's not going to be as crazy. You can come up to this 2. Something like that. And I'll even put the 1 on here. The 130. Come back up to 130. That's kind of like basic. If you come all the way back down, right? If you come all the way back down, but those will be some levels. If we come down to 54, I'm going to re-enter silver for sure. I'll re-enter. Possibly re-enter down below, mid 60s, right around this 100, just because that's a 30% return if we come back even up to the 382. Even if it is an AB, 40%, if you have this A, B, C, you can catch a little swing right through here. I just think there's a little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. A little bit more to go on the A, especially on the A wave, right? It went up so fast and so drastic that's, precious metals holders are experiencing the crypto phenomenon of tanking, the rug pulls after buying, right? The one person that always buys before a sell-off, it happened to, and they're just hating themselves right now. It's funny to laugh at just because I'm just thinking of all the memes that are going around right now. But I digress. So if we're in a third wave, if we're in that fourth wave move to the downside, let's get down through here. I mean, gold hasn't sold off as much as silver, right? Gold has not sold off as much as silver quite yet. I'm going to leave this as yellow. Might be in the future cards to sell off. Right, might be in the future cards for it to sell off just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have some fun with gold. All right, if we do get a blow off top, that could have been a blow off top, right? It could have been a blow off top. I think you'll get a fourth wave move down, and like a blow off top, something up through here. We'll see. We'll see what the levels show. We'll see what the levels show. How about that? I'm gonna come through here. Come up through here. We'll be conservative, the most conservative we can be. The most conservative will be up through here. That's 6. 1618 is at 8, and then the 2 is at $10,000. Okay, it's pretty conservative. So those are some levels for gold that I'll have just based on this low. If anything, prices will be go further. As always, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And then last but not least, I did want to check out the others versus Bitcoin chart. All right, people have been talking about it. People have been talking about it for a while. Okay, we got this monthly, but more so, I do want to check out the 10-day. This 10-day chart, right? You've got a green dot. Got a green dot over the RSI or over the moving average. Got a green dot on the 10-day. 1-2 setup still intact. Right, 1-2. It didn't close down below. Nothing closed down below here, so we're still good. 1-2 is intact. What you're seeing is the monthly. So once we clear above this and get above this freaking 20-day moving average, it's gonna be It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just waiting for it. Just waiting for it. This MACD looks very bullish, right? You've exploded up and you're kind of just going sideways. Going sideways. You're not going down. You're not going up. You're just biding your time. Going sideways. Same thing for the RSI. Same thing for the RSI. You shot up. You've came down, and now you're just in a range. Just in a range. You're just hanging out, waiting for the moment. You're just waiting for the opportunity. And when that goes, it's going to go. So that fired actually a green dot. So we had that fire, and then last but not least is total 3. Total 3 has been, this chart looks just absolutely beautiful. Total 3 versus Bitcoin. This chart looks really nice. What people have been calling the alt season. This is what people have called alt season. This is alt season. If you listen to everybody on X, if you listen to every bear, if you listen to everyone who bought the highs, this, let me repeat that. This, I'm going to put a box around it actually. Let me put a box around, like a golden box. That was alt season. That was alt season, according to crypto Twitter. We're about to enter a bear market. Yeah, I just don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. I think the prerequisite for alt season to start is everyone being bearish, everyone giving up, everyone to go short. There's so much liquidity to the upside now for shorts to be liquidated that you've had this falling wedge, you break out. This is on the weekly chart, ladies and gentlemen. We're above the 20, we're above the 50. We're right below the 100, right below the 100, looking to get a move above it. So, as always, these will be updated. This is updated. I have special chart updates for Patreon members in the Discord. So if anything happens, I post that as well. The green dot fired, Patreon members new, and then that's for every other asset. So, as always, I do thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. Overall, I'm looking for a move, like I said with Bitcoin in the very beginning. Looking for a move for like talking about Bitcoin. The total 3 chart, if you're really looking at it from a weekly perspective, I mean, you have this V, you almost have like a cup and handle, and now you're kind of just going sideways. Once you break above this level through here, I mean, the 382 was a key level. Don't get me wrong, the 382 is a key level, but like right here, this 979, it's right there. Once that breaks, I'll update the Discord members on that and make sure that they know. But like I said, this was alt season for people. People are saying this is alt season. I can't get over it. I really can't get over it. I talked about this a while ago, right? This when I made my most important video, right? This is why I'm still bullish. This is the reason why I was still bullish. Yes, has this been more methodical? Has this correction been longer? Yes, it has. And I'll be the first to admit it. Yes, it has. But nothing is invalidated. Nothing is invalidated. And once you got above that 100, so we're right there. Once you got above that 100, yes, this thing started to go crazy. You're sitting right there. And people don't want to talk about it. I forgot. Let me talk about Bitcoin dominance real quick. Then we can go off. We've had this thesis for a very long time about Bitcoin dominance. It hasn't changed. No floppy, none of that. That we're in a, you inverse this. Okay, you're in a 3-wave move up, right? You're in a 1, 2, almost in like an A, B. You need a C for your 3rd wave, and then you can come down in a 4th, and you can go up. I think altcoins are about to enter a pretty significant run. Very significant run. If you're looking at this from a perspective of a bull and you see this type of chart and you're not bullish, if you see something like this and you're not bullish, I don't know what to say. It's not, you're not just going straight down, right? You're kind of just oscillating doing this. Getting that W. It's almost an incomplete W. Okay, it's almost an incomplete W. We've had this idea where 58.69. I know it's a weird number. I know it. But it's one of my key levels that I found a long time ago. It's held for a while now. Sorry, 58.69. We came down through here. This whole thing juked us out bad. I'm not gonna lie. You came up. You rejected. You came down. You closed down below the 100. Everything looked great, and then boom, back above the 100. So this 58.69, you've came down once, twice, dipped your beak. All right, closing. I know. We're back above the 50. We are above the 50. The 50 is at 59.87. We're at 59.90. 59.90. So, this chart can have a lot of wickless candles. I know it's weird to think, but because it's not a traditional chart. But again, now we have to defeat both of these again. We do. But overall, it looks pretty bearish, especially when you're looking at RSI levels. When you're looking at the RSI, when you're looking at the Fu Manchu, yeah, we have a green dot, but you've been up for a while, you've got that slow momentum, you've just kind of been grinding, this is the perfect setup for a rejection. You're getting higher highs, right? So you got what? You got a higher high in RSI. What is this? 59.90, 59.94. So you do have some higher highs in RSI and higher highs in price. So until we start to see a big rejection and close down below this moving average, then we'll see some altcoins move. But it's setting up. I think it's setting up very nicely. You can easily say, yes, you can easily say that there's a 1-2 setup. This is a 1-2 on the weekly, and you're getting ready to run up. And it could be, you can have if we invert this and come back to it, you could. It's always a possibility. It's never a guarantee. You can have your A, B, and then you come down for like a C, 62%, and then you go. That's totally fine. Doesn't invalidate anything. Totally fine. Doesn't invalidate anything. It just makes it longer. It just makes the wait longer, which we've already been waiting and doing. So overall, that's what I got for Bitcoin dominance. It was printing a green dot. Like I said, printed a green dot. Hasn't done much with it. We're looking for a drop off. I'm going to be posting some videos on Wednesday. So if you're interested, stay tuned for Wednesday. And then Patreon exclusive is on Friday. We go through Profit Lab series. We do a macro deep dive. We do there's a request for voting. So Tuesday through Thursdays, Patreon members vote, and I cover the assets, take profit levels, stop loss levels. Things like that, things that I do, things that keep me disciplined and grounded. If you're interested in a command center where you can track a bunch of assets, set multiple take profits, set multiple stop losses. If you're visually inclined, there's a graph that is correlated with price action. That is also offered through my Patreon. All the information is in the Discord. Discord is completely free. Have community chart shares, bearish, bullish, neutral. Accept everybody. No worries. I appreciate all your feedback. I appreciate all your support. As always, thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next week, Monday. As always, take it easy. Peace.